AJ doesn't retire.
Okay, so this is what we'll start off with. AJ Styles and Gunther. And
Mm,
we had gotten word before that they didn't value AJ like they do John. And John ruffled feathers while
mm.
they were saying, like, don't you think you could do a year? So I guess AJ went in the back and was like, hey, can we turn this into a retirement tour? There had been many discussions, and they were kind of like, we'll give you a retirement week, is what it turned out to be. Essentially,
Mm.
they let him face, Punk. He had that great match there. We saw him, over the weekend. It's a AJ can still go, but he's hurting. He can't do it forever. He wants to be done. Fine, but they rushed everything to get him into this program with Gunther, which again, there's two big caveat, plot holes, however you want to phrase it with this. So
Mm.
one that's a stinker is, why does it have to be the Rumble? So
Mhm.
Gunther says, I'm already working double duty. What's the game plan? I'm not going to face you. What do I get
Mm.
from it? I'm in the Rumble. So why didn't AJ turn around and say, well, I declare for the Rumble and I'm going to eliminate you? And then they face each other for the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, have
Mhm.
AJ eliminate Gunther. Now Gunther's pissed, and now he will have the match, but only if you put your career on the line. Like, why did it have to be this Saturday at the Rumble? Why did it have to be such a rush? Why couldn't AJ have gone in the Rumble himself to face
Tension.
Gunther? Y-
Tension.
Yeah,
If
manufactured,
I'm right, well, okay, but everything in wrestling is manufactured. Hate to
no
be a
doubt. But
dick,
I
but
thought you meant
like
literally like backstage. But
no, 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 no. I'm saying to build tension. This
mm,
is where I'm going. This is where conspiracy flags are flying in my head,
yes,
whatever, right? Everybody that thinks they know everything, and that includes us. Well, let's put all the pieces together. Like he just had this awesome match with Nakamura out of nowhere. He just had this match with Punk out of nowhere. He must be retiring at the Rumble. They're trying to tie up all the loose ends.
yeah,
Isn't that a way
exactly.
to, okay, outside of whatever the story is, that's playing with people that think they know what the backstage story is. Like you're playing with the other part of the fan's brain. It's like, okay, if we can't make you believe in the story where Gunther's just this monster that kills everybody, so AJ is going to lose, we'll make you think, oh, well, they booked this because of this, and they put the domino in place here, and the Punk match had to happen now because he's not going to be in the company anymore next Monday, so he must be losing.
Yes.
Oh, let's all get emotional and like, oh, he doesn't stand a chance because clearly even the booking patterns are telling us that he's losing, and then
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, I would love that. But here's the thing. Are they going to damage Gunther for an AJ Styles who's out the door?
I don't think losing to AJ Styles damages Gunther. I think
I
it's
I think what
I
they're
think
trying to
it's
do now is
so false.
no, I get your point, but here's the thing that they're so heavily focused on. Gunther is
Mm,
their guy to
mm,
retire the stars. So now
mm,
they want, like, he took out John Cena, took out Goldberg, two names
mm,
essentially bigger than AJ Styles. He should
mm.
be, when they shouldn't have him get beat and escape the career match, because now the threat of Gunther beating everybody in a career match is kind of lessened. Like, oh, well, AJ got out of it, so maybe I don't think it should have been booked like this at all. I would have just avoided the career stipulation at this point, but they are full steam ahead with
I
him
don't but see,
leaving.
here's the thing as well, right? Because everybody's saying, "Oh, Gunther's gonna face Brock at Mania," when it's already gotten out there that SummerSlam's gonna be in Brock's backyard,
Yeah,
and
he's supposed to face him at
I
SummerSlam in
I
Minnesota, I
think that
thought.
match is happening there, right?
Yeah, I've only
So,
heard
the
it being
way
there, so
the way that how can I say this? The way that AJ got fucked out of his match with Gunther on Raw,
yes.
and then he basically had to come not begging, but, like, he had to come and say, "Hey, give me another shot." You think Gunther is not gonna go batshit crazy with the whole, "Yeah, you didn't really beat me. You didn't really beat me. You're a coward. Let me beat you again. Let's have a rubber match." Because it would be a rubber match at that point.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, Gunther can still be the one that retires AJ Styles. It doesn't have to be this weekend.
That was my point,
A
like, they
and you want
rushed it and
no, but what I'm saying, with the stipulation as it sits currently right now that AJ Styles' career is on the line this coming Saturday against Gunther in
yeah,
Saudi at the
okay.
Rumble.
Mhm.
If he doesn't manage to take AJ's career, it doesn't mean he's not eventually gonna take AJ's career.
Okay. All right.
Like and repeating a stipulation with the same wrestlers. I get that that's a risky thing, but like if AJ comes into this, and even if AJ pulls it out, like I think he's going to, I think they're trying to do. I think they're trying to do WWE Unreal with the booking pattern in real time.
Yes.
That's my conspiracy theory, basically. And also, like, I don't want AJ Styles to retire yet. But like, because Gunther could goad him and AJ can come out on Monday and say, I saved my career. You were all behind me and you all helped me save my career. Gunther could come out and say, you know what? We're 1-1. At best, you've tied me. You haven't beat me.
Yeah.
Because
I
WWE
don't
likes their
disagree with
trilogies.
you. I know they
Yeah.
do. I just wish they didn't label this match as a career possibly ending match. Like this is what shoots everything in the foot for me because if he
The
loses
only
this,
way
they
the
could
only
do
way
it
you make it
again,
make
but
sense The only way you make it make sense this time around is he comes to AJ demanding the rubber match. And he says, well, I had to put my career on the line. Why don't you put your career on the line? And then to show that he's the good guy, the sportsman, he says, I'm not going to put you in a spot that I'm not going to put myself in like you did to me. If you
mm,
put your career on the line, I will as well. Because now it's both ways. Because right now the
yeah.
career stipulation is only on AJ.
But how do
The
you get
classy
out of
way,
him winning tonight where you don't hurt Gunther? Because a lot of people are going to view if he loses to AJ, oh, Gunther's buried, he's over, he's done. We know
because
that's not the
AJ
case.
Styles is a friggin' 20-something year
You're veteran. No,
veteran
I
wrestler
get it,
that
but
knows more tricks than Gunther.
I
Gunther
guess
will be overconfident. And I'm sorry, this is why the David and Goliath story works.
yes,
Big monster power guys never, like, I'm not saying
they
Gunther's
don't
not a
fail.
smart
Yeah.
wrestler. No, I'm not saying Gunther's not a smart wrestler. Smaller guys, the underdogs, the undersized guys, the quicker guys, the faster guys, they have to be smart, and they have to be smart from the first day of their career because they don't have, well, if it doesn't work, I'm bigger, I'll just slap you,
Yeah, the advantage of the
right?
height and weight.
So I don't think like, and especially like, I know Gunther's had a pretty storied career before being in WWE, don't get me wrong, but like AJ Styles, the only place he hasn't been is AEW.
Yes, and
Thank
AJ
God.
is the bigger star, no doubt. Here's the thing, though, from WWE's standpoint,
Mm,
AJ is retiring this year. Gunther, they're going to
mm.
keep building and building to have him retire more stars. So I feel like AJ is already looked at as a done deal. I
Oh,
feel
he
like
is.
this is
He
signed,
is a done deal,
sealed,
and he has to come
delivered.
out on he has to come out on Monday with some kind of promo that's realistic.
Yeah.
Like, "Hey guys, I won on Saturday. Doesn't mean I'm 20 years old again. It means I bought myself one more day." Like, he
Yes.
has to look at it from that real, and AJ can do that. In a promo, AJ can do that.
Oh,
But
he of
also,
all
like,
people certainly could. I just don't see it
now
happening.
now that they have the working relationship with TNA as well, they've got all the video packages and all the history from TNA to pull
Mhm.
from as well. Not that you can really do much with the New Japan stuff, but it is what it is. Like,
Yes.
you can really put an emphasis on the fact that look at the fucking career. I'm looking at Wikipedia right now. AJ Styles has a 28-year
Yeah.
professional wrestling career,
It's incredible, and
right?
the fact that he hasn't been out with injury as long, and all the stuff he's gone
Yeah.
through, he's
Well, more
been
more than
consistently
more than he
amazing.
has, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, he hasn't
I
missed more time than when he's been out, like, he's always consistently amazing.
Yeah.
I don't
The
know how they
other
could
the
have them
other
lose the match. How does he lose Gunther without fully losing his
I
heat
don't know.
here?
I
That's
don't know. Because I
my
don't look
go
I
ahead,
I
yeah.
know what you're saying. I don't think you lose any heat by being out wrestled by a guy with a 28-year career. Like, I don't think that's a thing.
I think he
I
loses
get
some of
I
his
get
heel
that.
heat in the eyes of the fans, like, "Oh, you couldn't take out the retiring AJ, so how are we gonna believe you to take out Brock? How are we gonna believe you to retire
Okay,
so and
here's the thing.
so?" And
Here's the thing. No disrespect to AJ, right? But if I stack up Goldberg, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles, who's the smallest name on that list?
it would be AJ, yeah.
It would be AJ. No disrespect intended, obviously. But he's gonna get the Brock Lesnar scalp. The Brock Lesnar scalp will erase the fact that he lost a match to AJ.
Oh, yeah. I'm not disagreeing there, but the
The
problem
guy the guy that
is
the guy that
some of the
retired
fans and the
Goldberg
fickle
and
minds, they
the
don't
guy
wanna
that
let
retired
that
Goldberg.
go.
Okay, well, people with the fickle minds can fuck off because they're never gonna be happy anyway. The
True.
guy the guy lost to Sami Zayn in a mid-card title match
Yeah.
and then went on to retire John Cena.
Yes.
Like, two things can be true.
Oh, certainly. I'm not denying you. I just feel like
I'm
their
Oh,
end goal
yeah,
here
and
is
I'm not
they're
arguing
gonna
with you. I'm
put
just trying to let you
AJ
know
in
where I'm coming from,
TNA.
like
Yeah, AJ is a in my mind right now, unfortunately, and I think it's the wrong decision. I think they
mm,
shouldn't have rushed through this. And the way that they have their stupid mind made up is that Gunther has to win because
mm.
if he loses, then he can no longer retire anybody else. That's their stupid mindset that they have built up behind them. So with that in mind, I really think AJ's done with WWE, but they're going to ship his ass to TNA, and that's where he'll finish out the remainder of his career.
You know what? There's a little bit of me that wouldn't mind that, but there's a little bit of me that says he can do that in TNA without leaving WWE.
I guess, but now it's like, well, why are
Part of
you
their
in TNA without staying? Like, isn't there bigger offerings?
part
This is like the door open for that.
part of the deal with WWE and TNA is that it's pretty much been exclusively NXT, which
Yes.
made sense, but they need to start sharing alike a
Well,
little bit.
I don't know the confirmation of this, but a couple of things I heard. This was already discussed briefly back
Mm,
in December. So what they had done
mm,
was they had given Joe Hendry's contract early to allow
mm,
them to have certain things in the future with the TV deals coming in and
mhm.
whatnot. And one of the big things they needed was AJ at the opening for the debut.
Yep.
And they said they wanted him to have a match. They said against who? They
Mhm.
said Frank Kazarian. So
Oh,
what
okay.
happened on the
They
debut?
teased that. They teased that as well,
They
yeah.
went through with it and teased it, and they had him and Kaz, "I'm not your friend. I'm not your friend. I'm not your guy, buddy. You're not my buddy
"I'm not your
guy."
guy, buddy. I'm not your buddy guy."
Exactly,
Yeah, kid.
and then Kazarian now lost the title, so now you have 2 matches. You have AJ taking on the champ and AJ taking on Kazarian. You
Mm,
know, that's a big get, that's a big goal, and you know AJ, that's kinda how he wanted to go out with his friends, with,
mhm.
TNA meant
I
a
was gonna
lot
say
to him.
him and Frankie because of the history, like, we had the same kind of conversations with the John Cena retirement as well. Him and Frankie because of the history would be great. If he's gonna go back to TNA and have a match, I'd rather see him fight somebody new.
I
Like,
also think part of
I
that was
in
Gunther.
in a certain way though, like, it wasn't the best match of John Cena's retirement tour, but there was a different kind of interest
Yes,
in John Cena, Logan Paul. Now, Logan Paul, everybody's gonna growl because I said Logan Paul, but
but they had the better match too.
yeah, potentially, yeah.
And here's the
Um,
thing, Gunther was a risky choice, Spaz. That was the problem because had it been work with me here, you think of like even Edge or Kurt Angle were the
mm,
ones to have the last match, and Kurt Angle finally applies the ankle lock, and he's going to break John's ankle, and John did it where he knows he can't get out of it, he can't fight, and he taps out. People would be upset
mm,
that he tapped, but I think it's the way that like he let go instead of being like truly fight. It was a lot to do with Gunther as well. People had resentment that
mm,
you had Gunther retire him and come off and get this rub, and they're really not behind this guy. Like every now and again, the fans find a
yeah.
heel they really get behind, but this
We
is
could have
not one
had
of them.
Edge if TK was cool, but, TK is not cool.
Apparently, that wasn't
Uh,
even asked though. Like it was never
I
even
don't believe that in a
proposed.
million years. I
The
don't
way WWE operates and how last minute, I used to think like, oh, they have all this prepared years in
mm,
advance. And Unreal showed us a limited scope of what's real under their vision. Like they're still editing the show to make themselves look a certain way, granted. But if they're writing the show that way and it's not real to make themselves look incompetent, then they're doing a bang up
mm.
job. But you heard in
Nice.
that day in the writer's room, if you've seen any of it, they're going back and forth and they're like, why are you having Pat beat Gunther? Gunther's going to be here. Pat's not going forward. And that's kind of the
Mm,
thing here. Like they could take AJ, send him, and then Gunther has all this heat, but it doesn't really affect AJ because now everyone loves him being back in TNA. It's like
mm.
the best of both, but
I also don't in like, I get it from a story perspective. I don't entirely love the idea of let's take like, okay, your mileage may vary on Goldberg, your mileage may vary on John Cena, your mileage may vary on Brock Lesnar, your
yeah,
mileage may vary on Chris Jericho, who we're gonna talk about later. But, like,
dun
I
dun.
don't like there's a downside to this, like, yeah, you guys have all had, like, collectively, like, 100 years of career. We're gonna sacrifice all of them to this guy.
Yeah, everybody's
Like, there
gonna,
is that as well. It's the same idea as, like, every Royal Rumble is 1 winner and 29 jobbers.
yeah.
But, like, it's not like the Undertaker's streak where it's like, oh, he beat everybody at WrestleMania, but yeah, he lost the rest of the year. You didn't take everybody's career.
Yeah.
You took Undertaker's, and you took freaking Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair and a couple of other people, but don't worry about that. I don't know. I'm going. Okay, I don't know if you noticed there's a theme here. I'm going with hope.